It's on me first. Let's get on first. Yo, all right, listen. See, I'm going to tell y'all, turn the phones off, man. Yo, I'm going to tell y'all a true story. As God is my witness. See, I was chilling in the crib, minding my business.
All right, welcome to another episode of Eljay, The Only Way Show. Spaz in session. That's right, we're gonna get our spaz on a little bit. And I just wanna, really talk about something that I believe, I know happens to many people, and I have recognized it myself. And I just want to explain to people like, hey, I recognize that this is actually happening, and it may have happened to you too. So we're going to go into the spiritual side of the game, if you will. All right. And these are for people who feel like or know that they are unique and their vision and things that they see that maybe others do not see, right? So we're going to get into it like this. I call this one, I can say the prophecy, right? I can say the prophecy, all praise to the Most High. I can say it, okay? So I can say the prophecy. It doesn't mean necessarily I will fulfill it. However, just me saying it, it must happen. It must come to pass. Ooh, that look. I don't know about you. I don't know if you possess that type of mentality, but I think that's some gangster shit right there. I think to know that you will say something and to maybe push the ego aside a little bit and realize like, hey, you know what? I already know I'm so gangster with my mentality that I don't even got to be the one to do it. As long as I say an evolved thought, then I know that it must come to be. It must come to pass. Right? So I've had some things happen in my life. I'm going to mention one. Now, I'm not going to go real heavy because I have a lot of evolved thoughts. And so even before I mention one that I know I was ahead on and tried to get ahead on and be a part of financially, right? I'm going to break down what this, means. So we're talking about, really collective consciousness. There is like no necessarily original thought or a new thought to my understanding. Okay. Or for people that have that same understanding. So what I'm saying to you is that I and my thought is just a part of an energy that's supposed to have that thought. It's not supposed to be for everybody. It's an old energy ball somewhere floating around the universe, tucked away, asleep, catching some Z's, ain't thinking about nothing. Like, man, when the right words hit me, I'll wake up and, get into my groove and go into work. And that's me, right? And possibly you. Not many of y'all, but, a few, right? So I'll have a thought. And I might blabber it off to some friends or some homies. I'm always thinking of different things, right? This is me. I am who I am, right? I'm really an inventor that maybe has not invented something that I'm going to ever get credit for, right? However, because I'm a God, it ain't about who get the credit. It's as long as it gets out there. That's evolution. So I'm a part of that thought process of many different things that come to pass with a person to be like, man, that's my idea. I was just thinking that. I had that moment too. Oh man, that moment comes over and over and over again, right? Until I realize just what I said. I can say the prophecy, I just may not necessarily be the one to fulfill it. However, I am very thankful to be a part of an evolved thought. You know, some people, they can't think of nothing original or so-called original, or at least something that's not actually around or in existence. But however, there are some people, yeah, your boy, that will sit up here, and I rebuke your boy, matter of fact, your God, that will sit up here and have these type of epiphany thoughtful moments that actually come to pass, right? So I'm just letting you know, for those who are in the know, you understand me, you are not alone. We had the same type of thoughts and moments. It's all right. You're supposed to keep thinking them thoughts. Remove yourself, remove your ego. If it's not for you to do, because we can't do everything. We can do a lot of things, right? We are all things, but we can't do everything, at least at this particular moment. It would take a while to do everything. So you can't do everything right now. All right, I think that's fair. People wouldn't really be able to argue with that one. Okay, so here's a thought that I had back in the day where I was like, man, and then I saw it come to pass. And I was like, oh my goodness, man, that was a money bag, right? So back in the day, I'm going back maybe 2010, 2011, swine flu was out, H1N1, right? So H1N1 is out. Everybody, the big deal is you got to cleanse your hands. You need hand sanitizers, hand sanitizer everywhere. Wash your hands, clean your hands, wash your hands, clean your hands. And I'm like, I see opportunity. The veil's been removed. I see an opportunity. I see a way to come up with something, right? So the company that I was working for at the time, you know, the owner was approachable, and we would go into, we had contracts with a lot of retail places, restaurants that serve buffet style food. Okay. And well, at the buffet, we already in there, you know, being a service provider. I'm like, hey, this is an easy in because they're promoting and pushing everybody to wash or sanitize their hands. At a buffet, it makes perfect sense. Nobody will argue with it, so on and so forth. So I'm talking, I set up a meeting, you know, I threw on the threads. I'm talking with the owner of the company, and he like, yeah, that's a good idea. But, right, he ain't want to do it. He don't see the vision. What are you talking about? You know, blah, 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 blah. Well, lo and behold, here we are in 2024. Everywhere you go. And I mean, not just restaurants. Everywhere you go. People have hand sanitizer everywhere. It's everywhere. It's at the gas pump. They got hand. It don't matter where you go. You go into any building, it's there. It was an easy money bag, right? I can say the prophecy. I just may not be the one to fulfill it. And that's my own living personal example of something, or one amongst many things. I just thought that was actually a pretty big one. He could have got in on that. Hey, he could, you know, we could have put together, but it wasn't in the cards to be. I could have even went more forward. I could have dedicated my life to something, but that one, that's too many ideas rolling around here. It was something, you roll the dice. As long as it happened, it happened. Now, whoever did it, that's their idea, though. Whoever actually did it and accomplished the mission, that's their idea. I'm just explaining to you that whomever is doing it, whatever bodies or entities or businesses are doing it, I had that same exact deal. Now, I don't know if they had it back in 2010, 2011. I know I did, and I know here we are 14, 15 years later, you can't get away from it. All right, so that's a personal explanation, an example of, you can fulfill, you can say the prophecy, you just might not be the one to fulfill it. Okay? Eljay the only way.